तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्तकांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रियवांशा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः विच पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Which verse? Verse number
69.
69. So how does a devotee walk? What's going on? What is his body language? We have done in 2.55. How does he speak? 56 and 57. 58 onwards to 61. We did how does he sit? 62, 63, the reason of downfall. 64 verse onwards to 71. How does devotee walk? So till now what we saw, that even a man of intelligence, he is bewildered because of the uncontrolled senses. So in the 64th verse itself, Raga Dvesha Vimuktesu Vishyan Indriyaschara Atma Vashe Vidhyatma Prasadam Adhigacchati. He is free from attachment as well as aversion. He has complete control over the senses because of the regulatory principles, and that itself is a cause of freedom. Freedom is one who follows the regulative principles. One who receives this prasadam adhigacchati, this automatically receives the mercy, and mercy of the Lord removes all the dukkhas. A person who's intelligent will never have shanti. When he doesn't have shanti, there is a question of happiness. Gautam, you have to check the WhatsApp. I'm sending you some message. You have to call one person. You have to call. There's a continuous call which is coming. Okay. So 69 verse. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने. या निशा सर्वभूतानां, when everybody sleeps, sarvabhutana, when there is a night for everyone, that is a time of awakening of the one who is sanyami, self-realized or self-controlled. Jagarti Sayyam. Somebody asks, what do you all do 3:30 at night? That is not night, that is morning. That is Brahma Muhurta. क्या करते हो आप लोग? रात को बैठ के घंटी बजाते हो, हाँ 4:30 बजे घंटी बजाते हो. रात है, ऐसे नहीं बाबा, रात नहीं है. That is morning hours. So Yanisha Sarvabhutani, say mornings, temples, everybody in the temple, 2 o'clock itself, the activity starts. If you go to Tirupati, 2:30 itself, the temple program starts from the morning itself. There is a time of awakening of the self-realized souls. That is the time of sleeping of the conditioned souls. There is another meaning for this, Ya Nisha, where the conditioned soul or materialistic person closes the eyes. Nisha means when you close the eyes. The subject where they close the eyes, that is a subject where the self-realized soul open the eyes. They are not interested in devotion. Here, the self-realized souls are interested in devotion. To the matters where the self-realized souls are interested, then The conditioned souls, they are asleep. Okay. And yasyam jagrati bhutani, to the matters where the other people are more interested, or the time of awakening of the conditioned people, that is the time the Mune means self-realized soul, sleeps. They're awakened till 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, they just drink. You see, if you go to Bombay, go in the more posh areas of Bombay, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and all there, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the clubs and the pubs are open, the hotels are open. So the subject in which the conditioned souls are alert or awakened, there a self-realized soul sleeps. He is not interested. He is not interested in that subject. That is the meaning. Exactly opposite. That is why you cannot blame, oh, my husband is not taking interest in devotional service, or my wife is not taking interest in devotional service. You're taking, huh? This you take. It is not that everybody can take, but what you can do, you can set an example. No, by your prayasa, others also can improve. In the subjects where conditioned souls or materialistic people are interested, a devotee may be born in their house and he is not interested. Like Hiranyakashipu, he likes certain subjects. Prahlad Maharaj is not liking it. What Prahlad Maharaj loved, Hiranyakashipu did not like. Simple. So within the family itself, there may be some Hiranyakashipu, there may be some Prahlad Maharaj, there may be some Putana, there may be some Masudev, Devaki, we don't know. So it is a very clear instruction. Krishna clearly says, this is the nature. To the subject, materialist people are interested. That subject is not liked by self-realized souls or self-controlled souls. To the subject, the self-controlled souls are not having interest. That subjects are liked by the materialistic people. Oh. Ashish Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna. Ya Nisha Sarvabhutanam Tasyam Jagrati Sanyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pastato Mne. Translation. What is night for all being is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sages. There are two classes of intelligent men. One is intelligent in material activity for sense gratification, and other is introspective and awake to the cultivation of self-realization. Activities of the introspective sage or thoughtful man are night for persons materially absorbed. Materialistic persons remain asleep in such a night due to their ignorance of self-realization. The introspective sage remains alert in the night of the materialistic man. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in the gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the man in materialistic activities, being asleep to self-realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasure, feeling sometimes happy and sometimes distressed in the sleeping condition. The introspective man is always indifferent to materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with his self-realization activities undisturbed by material reaction.
Yes. So he goes on with his self-realization activities undisturbed by material reactions. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantimapnoti na kamakami. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantimapnoti na kamakami. Now read along with me in a slow. All of you should try to read. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantimapnoti na kamakami. Many rivers enter the sea, but still the sea does not cross the brink. Apuryamanam achalaha pratishtham. It is peaceful. The ocean is always peaceful. Many rivers enter. Many rivers. Apaha pravishanti. Tadvad kamaha yam pravishanti. Many thought processes will enter. Let it enter. Let it enter. Be peaceful. Sashanti mapnoti nakamakam. So if you try to satisfy such desire, you will never attain peace. Even if many thoughts come, he is steady, he will attain peace. You cannot stop thoughts coming. Thoughts are previous life impressions. Our karmas, karmic impressions, vasanas. They come. Let it come. Let it come, be peaceful, chant, it will go away. You be stable. The moment one becomes unstable and tries to fulfill such desire, he will never attain peace. So there was a movie where it said, whatever comes in my mind, I'll do. Meri marzi. The person is a mad person. Never try to fulfill the desire, whatever. There are certain desires which is related to Krishna, do that. But any material desires which come, like you have a desire to offer a wonderful food to Krishna, that desire is wonderful. You had some material desire, oh, let me enjoy with my friends, let me go here, let me go there. Okay, such desires come, let it come, because previously we used to enjoy. So if you think, oh, previously I was enjoying, now I'm not enjoying, let it come. Let such thoughts come. You just chant the holy name. Don't try to fulfill such desires again. Then person will never attain peace. Why? Because now he has tasted Amrita. Now he will not like to taste poison. When in ignorance you were tasting poison, you were not knowing that it is poison. So it was tasting very wonderful. We thought that is the taste. But when you got a higher taste, you cannot go to the lower taste again. That is why he can never attain peace. You cannot go to the lower taste. Even if you try to take also, you will never not be happy there. Because you already tasted higher taste, higher things, and you have already experienced the bliss in devotion. That is most important. When we have experienced that transcendental bliss in devotion, we cannot go down anywhere else. So that is why it is said, even if the thoughts come, let it go away. Don't be disturbed. So here, how is it relating to a person who walks, how a self-realized soul walks? He is undisturbed. When you are walking, you are coming in contact with the sense objects. Oh, I used to eat a lot of bhel puri, from this person before I came to Krishna consciousness. You may have such thoughts. Let it come. Don't try to go and again do it. Be controlled. Oh, before in coming in contact, I used to eat a lot of onions, a lot of garlic. I used to drink cigars. So many thoughts will come. Let it come. I was enjoying with my friends. I used to go to clubs, pubs. I used to have family get-togethers. I used to sit with my father and drink. Nowadays, that is a trend, sitting with father and drinking. So the thoughts may come. Oh, what sukha I was experiencing. But now we are experiencing bliss. And that bliss is beyond. So such thoughts may come. Don't try to again fulfill it. Because a person will never get shanti. It has been given. Okay. Jai Shri. So when Mataji is reading, all of you also try to read. Read slowly. Apuryamanam
ajala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yatvat tatvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnodi nakamakami.
Very good.
Translation: a person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean. It is ever being filled, but it always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. Purport. Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same, steady, it is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. That is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one has the material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. The devotee, however, is not disturbed by such desires because of his fullness. A Krishna conscious man is not in need of anything because the Lord fulfills all his material necessities. Therefore, he is like the ocean, always full of himself. Desires may come to him like the waters of the river that flows into the ocean, but he is steady in his activities and he is not even slightly disturbed by desires of sense gratification. That is the proof of a Krishna consciousness man, one who has lost all inclinations for material sense gratification, although the desires are present, because he remains satisfied in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He can remain steady, like the ocean, and therefore enjoy full peace. Others, however, who want to fulfill desires even up to the limit of liberation, what to speak of material success, never attain peace. The fructive workers, the salvationists, and also the yogis who are after mystic powers are all unhappy because of unfulfilled desires. But the person in Krishna consciousness is happy in the service of the Lord and has no desires to be fulfilled. In fact, he does not even desire liberation from the so called material bondage. The devotees of Krishna have no material desires and therefore they are in perfect peace. Hare Krishna.
विहाय कामान्य सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति. Mute your phone, Mataji. Mute your phone. विहाय कामान्य सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति. विहाय कामान्य सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति. How does he walk? Last charati. Charna. Charati is the last verse. Vihaya kamani. He gives up all material desires. Desires are actually at the level of mind. If you love Krishna, that is enough. That is enough for you to focus on Lord. That is enough for you to give up all material desires. Vihaya kamani. Sarvan. Pumans, this man, he lives, how he lives, nispruaha, desireless. So Prabhupada first only writes, to become desireless means not to desire anything for sense gratification. That means there should be only one desire. What is the desire? To become Krishna conscious. At any stage of life, you cannot become desireless. There should be one desire. The desire is to become Krishna conscious. Nirmamo, that is why he doesn't consider himself to be the proprietor. There's no sense of proprietorship. Nirahankaraha, he has no false ego. That is why Sashantim Adhigachati, he experiences that ultimate happiness. Sashantim Adhigachati. That is how he experiences. Vihaya kamanya, he has given up material desires. Nispruaha, now he is desireless. See, both are same meaning. Vihaya kamanya, giving up material desires. That is why he has become desireless. Desireless of what? Sense gratification. That is how he walks, Charati. Without any desire for sense gratification, he just walks. Walks where? In Krishna consciousness. Nirmamaha, that is why he doesn't have any proprietary, he doesn't have any false sense of proprietorship. My money, my children, my house. Doesn't have that. Nirahankaraha. He doesn't have any false identification. I and mine is not there. That is why he attains peace. Shanti atikachati. Gautam read.
विहाय कामानय सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निष्परः निर्मामो निर्हन्तार स शान्ति
Adhikachati.
गच्छति. A person who has given up all desire for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. Purport. To become desireless means not to desire anything for sense gratification. In other words, desire for becoming Krishna consciousness is actually desirelessness. To understand one's actual position as the eternal servitor of Krishna without falsely claiming this material body to be oneself and without falsely claiming proprietorship over anything in the world is the perfect stage of Krishna consciousness. One who is situated in the perfect state knows that because Krishna is the proprietor of everything, everything must be used for satisfaction of Krishna. Arjuna did not want to fight for his own sense satisfaction, but when he became fully Krishna consciousness, he fought because Krishna wanted him to fight. For himself, there was no desire to fight, but for Krishna, the same Arjun fought to his best ability. Real desirelessness is desire for the satisfaction of Krishna, not an artificial attempt to abolish desires. The living entity cannot be desireless or senseless, but he does have to change the quality of the desires. A materially desireless person certainly knows that everything belongs to Krishna, Ishwaram idam sarvam, and therefore he does not falsely claim proprietorship over anything.
Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Ishavasyam idam sarvam.
Ishavasyam idam sarvam, and therefore he does not falsely claim proprietorship over anything. This transcendental knowledge is based on self-realization, namely knowing perfectly well that every living entity is an eternal part and parcel of Krishna in spiritual identity and that the eternal position of the living entity is therefore never on the same level of Krishna or greater than him. The understanding of Krishna consciousness is the basic principle of real peace.
This understanding of Krishna consciousness is the basic principle of real peace. Last verse. Beauty of phone, Gautam. एषा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमुच्यते एषा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमुच्यते एषा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमुच्यति. Now the glimpse of Bhakti Yoga is also given here. The little glimpse was there in even if it was a small thing. There is 2 point Swalpamapyasathirmasya Neha Vikramarashasti. 40th verse if you see and 72 verse. These two verses speaks about Bhakti Yoga. There is Nishkama Karma Yoga which has been taught. But Bhakti Yoga glimpse has been given. You have 3 yogas in Bhakti Shastri in Bhagavad Gita. The first 6 is Karma Yoga, that is Buddhi Yoga. If you see 39th verse onwards, Krishna has spoken about Buddhi Yoga. In 40th verse, a glimpse of the highest stage of Buddhi Yoga, that is Bhakti Yoga, has been given. Even if you do a small thing, Krishna never forgets. Bhakti Yoga. Now in 72nd verse, again Bhakti Yoga has been spoken, but not very elaborately. What is Bhakti Yoga? Middle 6 chapters is Bhakti Yoga. Last 6 chapters is Jnana Yoga or Sankhya Yoga. Krishna has spoken about Sankhya Yoga 11.11 to 30th verse, 2.11 to 2.30. Got it, na? Remembering or not? 2.11 to 2.30 Sankhya Yoga or Jnana Yoga. Application of Jnana Yoga is Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga. So Krishna is elaborately speaking that till 52nd verse. 53rd verse, till 53rd verse. 54th verse, how a self-realized soul, what are his symptoms has been asked. Till 71, the symptoms has been given. How to identify self-realized soul. Now again coming back to what is Bhakti Yoga, little bit has been given. What is that? A person who is self-realized, he attains Brahmi Sthiti. Which Sthiti? Spiritual situation. Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha. He is always in the spiritual situation. Na enam prapya vimuyati. He is never bewildered. And in such a way, stitva syamanta kaleti. When he is situated in this way at the end of the life, or at the time of quitting the body, Brahma Nirvanam Ruchati. Now this Brahma Nirvanam is a highly misunderstood concept. For Brahma Nirvanam for a Buddhist is Shunyavad. Nothing after death. Brahma Nirvanam, according to Mayavad, is merging in Brahman. This Brahma Nirvanam word comes in Buddhism. Buddhists, they think Nirvanam means nothing exists, everything is Shunya. Many people use this, even in Jains also they say Nirvanam. But what is Nirvanam according to Jains? Again, merging in Brahman. Nothing or Shunyavad. But Brahma Nirvanam here refers to, the Brahma Nirvanam refers to spiritual kingdom. Now, let us understand this verse very nicely. Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha. You are performing devotional life in this lifetime itself. In this lifetime itself, you are completely Yasya Harir Dase Karmana Manasa Gira, everything you are performing. With your complete surrenderance, you are performing. The moment you have taken up devotional service, automatically material life has ended. You don't have to wait till the death. The moment you have taken up devotional service, your material life has ended. You are in Brahma Nirvanam. What is the meaning of Brahma Nirvanam? In the spiritual world. For being in the spiritual world, you don't have to give up your body. Srila Prabhupada sitting in Brahvaris writing the purports. So is he in the Brahvaris? No. He is in that sthiti, visthiti, Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha, that sthiti, Brahmi sthiti, spiritual world. So a self-realized soul is always in the spiritual world. There is nothing material there. That is why he is experiencing bliss. Every time he is experiencing bliss. Sattiva Syamanta Kalepi. Automatically he has left his materialistic body. He has left the material life. Katwang Muni was helping the Devatas. He used to help the Devatas so much that Indra, and he made the Devatas win against Asuras. So, benediction, they asked what benediction you want. He said, I want to know when am I going to die. Next moment, it is. Next moment. Immediately took up devotional service. The moment you take devotional service, you have ended your material life. You don't have to wait for the death to end the material life. Material life is ended by your love to Krishna. Love for Krishna again is not dependent on any ashrama. You can be a grahastha and you love Krishna. You can be a sannyasi, you love Krishna. You can be a brahmachari, love Krishna. You just take ashraya of Krishna. That is enough. The moment you take ashraya of Krishna, you have ended your material life. There is no material life. Yesha Brahmi Siti Partha. So a self-realized soul. Now, giving the symptoms of self-realized soul, what is the result? What he achieves, that has been given. So 72nd verse is Bhakti Yoga. By performing Nishkama Karma Yoga, slowly, giving up the results, where will he reach? He will reach to the state of Nispruha. That means he will become desireless. He will have complete desire to serve Krishna. And slowly, when it advances, he is always in the spiritual world. There he has no choice of work. At least in Nishkam Karma Yoga, you have choice of work. But in the spiritual world, you don't have choice of work. You just have to do whatever is told by your spiritual master. Prabhupada did not have any choice of work. Prabhupada was told, he just did it. So that is surrenderance. That is complete surrenderance. Where Arjuna has no choice. If Arjuna is told that you broom the whole battlefield, Arjuna will do that. In Bhakti Yoga, you don't have choice of work. You do whatever is the need for Krishna consciousness. That's more important. You can do all type of work. You can broom, you can cook, you can do preaching, you can do all type of activities. That is the need of the hour in the missionary activities. In the missionary activities, there should never be any choice. I want to do this. No. Whatever has been told and what is the need of the hour, that we have to do. Then that person is situated in the spiritual world. Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapta Vimuyati. He will never be bewildered. Sthitva Syamantakalepi Brahma Nirvanam Uchati. So the moment he has given up all his materialistic life, that is Brahma Nirvanam for him. Okay. Bolo Kadeep.
येष ब्राह्मी स्थितः पार्थ नयनं प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमर्चति. That is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. One can attain Krishna consciousness or divine life at once within a second, or one may not attain such a state of life even after millions of births. It is only a matter of understanding and accepting the fact. Khatwanga Maharaj attained this state of life just a few minutes before his death by surrendering onto Krishna. Nirvana means ending the process of materialistic life. According to Buddhist philosophy, there is only void after the completion of this material life. But Bhagavad Gita teaches differently. Actual life begins after the completion of this material life. For the gross materialist, it is sufficient to know that one has to end this materialistic way of life. But for persons who are spiritually advanced, there is another life after this materialistic life. Before ending this life, if one fortunately becomes Krishna conscious, he at once attains the stage of Brahma Nirvana. There is no difference between the kingdom of God and the devotional service of the Lord, since both of them are on the absolute plane. To be engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord is to have attained the spiritual kingdom. In the material world, there are activities of sense gratification, whereas in the spiritual world, there are activities of Krishna consciousness. Attainment of Krishna consciousness, even during this life, is immediate attainment of Brahman. And one who is situated in Krishna consciousness has certainly already entered into the kingdom of God. Brahman is just the opposite of matter. Therefore, Brahmi Sthiti means not on the platform of material activities. Devotional service of the Lord is accepted in the Bhagavad Gita as the liberated sage. Sagunam samatiti
Sagunan samatitetan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Sagunan samatitetan. He is beyond transcendent, beyond these materialistic Three gunas, beyond three gunas.
Therefore,
Sagulan samati tetan brahma bhuyaya.
Therefore, Brahmistiti is liberated from material bondage. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has summarized this second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita as being the contents for the whole text. In the Bhagavad Gita, the subject matters are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. In the second chapter, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga have been clearly discussed, and a glimpse of Bhakti Yoga has also been given as the contents for the complete text. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose to the second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of its contents.
Okay, so we have ended second chapter. So second chapter, very clear. We have Sankhya Yoga, we have glimpse of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Sankhya Yoga has been described very elaborately, 11 to 30th. And till 10th verse, we can see Arjuna giving the fifth reason of Arjuna for not, fifth reason for not fighting the war. Clear, isn't it? Then you have from 31 verse to 38th verse, Krishna answering the other doubts of Arjuna. 11 to 30 was the answer for first reason of Arjuna, that is enjoyment. That is how am I going to kill my own people, that is compassion. Krishna says the difference between the body and the soul. Simple. Then the second reason of Arjuna was what? Enjoyment. Krishna says if you fight, that is the enjoyment. Even if you lose, you will go to heavenly planets and enjoy. If you are winning, you will enjoy the whole earthly planet. Third reason, sins will be incurred. For that, Krishna says, if you do not fight, then you will incur the sins. People will scorn you. This way Krishna is answering. They'll doubt your abilities. Then the fourth reason was family tradition. And if you will see, Yamimam, Pushpitam, Vacha, Vedas have such flowery languages. Then if a person is stuck to all these flowery languages and think this is devotion, then it's wrong thing. Family traditions, anyhow, is only going to lead a person to heavenly planets. Bhoga, Aishwarya, Kriya, Vishesha, Bahulam, pompous ceremonies and all. Fifth was confusion. Then Krishna says in 38th verse, Krishna very clear says, you just fight. That is your work. You have to fight. Don't think of any victory or defeat. You just have to fight. There's no confusion about it. Then if you see 39th verse onwards, Krishna is speaking on Buddhi Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. A glimpse of devotion has been given in 40th verse. And now in the 72nd verse, more elaborately about the Buddhi Yoga has been given. In between we have, that is from 53rd, then we have two important verses, that is Karmanyavadikaraste and Dhurena Yavaram Karma, which is going to be the cause for the third chapter now to start. We'll be doing that from Monday. So in this way, Krishna has given elaborate 53rd verse, if you see, 54th verse. Again, the symptoms has been given. And we have seen the answers which Krishna has given. So I think the whole second chapter is by heart for you. I think it's become easy or it's hard. Is it hard or easy? Somebody has to answer.
Getting easy little.
Getting easy. But then we can go through again, go through all the verses. You have Saturday, Sunday, free time. First, go to the first chapter. First chapter, 4 reasons. Fifth reason, second chapter. These reasons, where Krishna has answered. I think Aditya has done that work. Aditya has given that work. Where the answers have been given, go through it. Yes, Goloka.
Mataji, I just had a question. Like in first chapter, we were writing questions, Mataji. For second chapter, are we going to discuss questions, Mataji, or?
Questions already we have discussed. Arjuna himself has asked so many questions. How does he walk? How does he express?
Yes, Mataji.
And in the same way, the questions were asked. How am I going to fight? They are my only people. Answer Krishna is given. 11 to 30 is the answer for compassion. Like that. You have to find out. And go through that section. Then when you see that section immediately, and then why Bhishma is there on the other side of the war? We did that. Himahanubhavan. We saw that also verse. Himha, like a snow, like he's a sun. Sun melts the snow, doesn't wetten itself. So in this way, if you see what were there, first verse, what it is giving. Now Krishna is going to speak. 2 verses Krishna scolded. 3rd verse, Arjuna is, 4th verse, Arjuna is expressing, how am I going to kill my own people? You have never experienced. And this is slowly. 6th verse was the confusion expressed. 7th verse, most important verse, the process of surrender. That you will have a big note to write. So study that verse very nicely. Karpanya dosho pahatas swabhava. Ichchami tvam dharma sammoda cheta. Yashreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapanna. Process of surrender. Adav guru padashre. Taking shelter of the spiritual master. Sadharma pruchha, inquiring. Guru marganugamanam, that is following the footprints. We did all these things. 8th verse, the qualification of surrender, renunciation and humility. 9th verse, again sitting down. Please tell me now, then only I can fight. 10th verse, Krishna giving a nice smile. 11th to 30, answering. So like that by heart, it should be by heart. Tuck, 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 it should be by heart. Go on practicing, it will become by heart. Go on practicing yourself. Then it will be very easy to understand. Then 39, that small one, this is that 31 to 38, answering the 2nd and 3rd. 39 verse onwards, Nishkama Karma Yoga. In between, the answer to the tradition is also given. Okay? Okay.
Mataji, once recite the 13th verse.
13th verse.
We are supposed to. Dehi knows.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram yauvanam jara Tatha dehantara prapti Dhirastatrana muhyati. First study with complete knowledge. Nicely study. Then study for examination. First understand and study. Then study for examination. Anyhow, you will be passing. That is not a problem. But you should know what is there in 2nd chapter. Actually, 2nd chapter, Bhagavad Gita ends. Sankhya is there, Bhakti is there, Buddhi Yoga is there. Everything is there or not? Even Bhakti Yoga is in the last verse. The moment you have ended your materialistic life, their spiritual life begins. Everything is there. But everything is at the fast track. Now, at the moment you quit the body, you are in the sthiti, Brahmi sthiti. Now, what is Brahmi sthiti has to be elaborately explained or not. That is why 7th to 12th verse is there. 12th chapter is there. What is the meaning of spiritual world? Who is qualified to enter the spiritual world? Okay, material life is entered. How to end the material life? Nirmana moha, jita sanga dosha. There are many verses are there. What is spiritual life? How to understand? How to understand our relationship? And why we should understand? Because we are amshas of Krishna. So it's all there in the middle, 7 to 12. It's all at the fast track, isn't it? No more confused. Very good. So India, yes.
Mataji, I was having one question, not related with the 2nd chapter. Just wanted to, wanted your view, because while doing the chanting, Mataji, Mayadev is disturbing a lot. So what?
Let it disturb. Somebody asked Prabhupada, so many thoughts come while chanting. Prabhupada said, let it come. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yat. This is the answer. Let it come. You do your work. Hare Krishna, I have to go here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Again get up. Hare Krishna. Do. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.